Do you upgrade your technology every time the next best thing comes out? Do you spend countless hours researching and thinking about it? Do you always have wants and desires that are materialistic and always end up purchasing them? So, how does this translate to your life? Are you upgrading everything else that makes up your life but yourself? Think about that while we roll the intro. Welcome to another episode of Project Dream Mastery. My name is Lucas Johnson.
And I'm Patryk Labuzek.
Patryk, yesterday I was purchasing a new iPhone because mine was 5 years old, and I stumbled across the thought, do I really need a new phone? Do I really need to spend all this money? Or is it something that I just want? So often we are upgrading everything else in our lives, but not ourselves. Every 2 years or when the next release comes out, we get a new phone and spend $1,000, $1,500 on it. And why do we do this?
Well, I think it's safe to say that we forget about ourselves foremost when making decisions to upgrade other components of our lives. And we follow desires. But when it comes time to upgrade our lives, we debate the price of admission. We debate the price of the course, the training, the coaching, whatever it may be. We debate ourselves until we choose to upgrade else but ourselves.
It's really just amazing, man. You know, we upgrade every other component of our lives, but we don't upgrade the thing that really needs it. The part of us that makes us us, our brain, our abilities, our skills, everything that makes us who we are. We forget the most important thing is us as a human being. We have all these materialistic things surrounding us, all these components and these elements that allow us to live the way we do. TVs, desk, books, lamps, t-shirts, headphones. We have all these things available to us, and they are tools that allow us to get to that next step or that point in our life that we want to be. But we forget and we neglect the part that allows us to actually get there. So Patty, what does that look like in your life? What have you been going through in your life that you feel like you could upgrade, but you choose to upgrade another component?
Countless things. I mean, I've got a 3-year-old phone. My laptop is like 10 years old right now. It needs an upgrade, definitely. There's a few things that I would buy right now. But what I always have at the back of my head, and I mentioned this countless times, you all know this, I love traveling, right? And for me, it brings me happiness, it brings me joy, it puts me in a position where I really feel like myself. And I prioritize that over anything else. So, with that in mind, I'm not getting this new laptop. I'm not getting this new phone. I'm not getting this new pair of headphones that are worth $250. I'd rather spend that money on something that truly, deep down, makes me happy. And it's not a materialistic thing, per se. I'm paying for the experience. I'm paying for upgrading my own experience on this planet, upgrading my own time that I have here, and making new memories, making new friends, meeting new people, and learning. And that's the most important thing for me.
The experiences, yes, they make up a component of your life, and I would say that's upgrading, not just the things in your life, but also upgrading your brain, upgrading the part of you that allows you to be who you are. Have you ever just got stuck on the Amazon train where you go on Amazon, you look at one thing, and then all of a sudden you end up on something completely different? It just keeps on going. It's a cycle over and over again. And then you look at
the beauty of recommender systems.
Yeah. Privacy, right?
Right.
It amazes me that we get stuck in this loop. We get stuck over and over and over again, thinking about the things that we want, and they all of a sudden appear right in front of us, mostly due to retargeting. And it's an element of marketing that is really become proficient over the years as people get more immersed in technology. I mean, it's an ever growing field for all these companies, and it's also ever growing in our lives. going back to upgrading everything else in our lives but ourselves. Man, that iPhone that I just purchased was $1,200 one off or $40 a month. I chose to go with a $40 plan. Others choose to go with the $1,200 plan. I think about those moments where we choose the $40 over the $1,200 or the $1,200 over $40. You have monthly plans and you have annual plans. I looked at that plan and I said to myself, all right, well, that's more reasonable. I can do that. $40 isn't much per month. Okay, I can do that. All right, great. But that $1,200 plan, when you look at that for someone's coaching or someone's course, think, well, can't do that. And it might not be because you don't have the means. That iPhone I just bought is going to cost me more than $1,200. It's going to cost me probably $1,400 or $1,500 when it's all said and done, plus the insurance and whatever else I had to get on it. But I was okay doing it because it was $40 a month. I was okay upgrading my technology because it was $40 per month. But I wasn't okay with upgrading my life through that course for $1,200. It's so sad to think about it that way, but it's a truth. We get stuck in a loop, whether it be through Amazon, whether it be through Walmart's, all these big companies, whether it be the Tesla of e-commerce. We get stuck in the loop of not controlling our lives, but controlling the things that are in front of us available right now that can give you that quick fix.
I feel like we get stuck in a loop, to add to what you're saying. We get stuck in a loop of upgrading our things to what other people have rather than upgrading ourselves to be better than other people. And it's very sad thinking about that. We're not willing to spend this X amount of dollars on ourselves, as in truly on ourselves, to enable us to learn new things, to develop, to help us live a better life. Where we choose to buy a new iPhone, which is just a momentary thing because 2 years down the line, you're going to buy a new one anyway. Whereas a course that might cost you $1,000 or euro, whatever currency you're paying, I mean, those lessons, they stick with you for life. So there we have this balance, where what is more important? Is it that new piece of technology that we're going to change and dump in 2 years' time? Or shall we pay for something non-materialistic that's going to stay with us for our entire life and allow us to, spread the knowledge to other people as well?
It's not learned though. It's learned. It's not instinctual. We are learning it from others, the people that surround us, our tribe, our circle, our family. We learn that. So what do we do
100%.
to stop?
I mean, think about it, that I break in there. Think about when you're a child, all you've been getting is a new toy. And then, when you grow up from, those little cars, you got a video game. And then you got something else, all of those materialistic things, rather than getting a present that, will allow you to, like, a non-materialistic present that will help you be a better version of yourself. But we get that new toy for your birthday rather than something like that. And that's what you're saying. Like, this is embedded in our mind because that's how our society works.
Patty, when I was a kid, that actually brings up a great point. When I was a kid, my parents got me for Christmas a laptop, and it wasn't the one I wanted. And I was, 9, maybe 12, somewhere in that area. It wasn't the laptop I wanted. And this makes me sick thinking back to how the way I reacted to it. It was a secondhand laptop. It was either my mom's or my brother's, and they gave it to me for Christmas because obviously I was young and I didn't really need a laptop. But I said to them when I got it, I wasn't happy. I wasn't excited. I was very displeased. I had something I wanted, something that I didn't necessarily need it right in front of me. It wasn't the upgraded version. It wasn't the new one. It was the used one. It was something someone gave me. I think, one, to teach me a lesson, but two, to also make me appreciate the things that are right in front of you. To think about the things that we have right in front of us that we can use to learn instead of upgrading. Someone gives you a gift and you don't like it. You don't say, I don't like it. Well, I did. I think it hurt my parents' feelings. But looking back, whenever they took it away and said, well, you don't get one now, it was a major learning lesson in my life. And sometimes we just got to say to ourselves, you don't get this right now. You know, this isn't your time to shine. This isn't yours. You will earn this once you invest in yourselves. Once you get that 6 figures, once you get that 7 figures, once you follow your dreams, once you travel, you will get that other thing that you want. Upgrade your life. Don't forget about the things that are right in front of you. It's a way of thinking. It's a way that we got to keep on learning and train ourselves. So what is one thing that you've recently purchased that you could say maybe someone else has purchased that you could live without? What is one thing that's...
Definitely there's one thing. I got a new car. And that maybe 5 months ago, 4 months ago, new car. I mean, it's 4 wheels. Do I need it? Yes, I need it to get to work, to get to my customers, to visit my family, my parents. But was it essential for me to spend $50,000 for a new car? Couldn't I just get a car that's worth 5, has 4 wheels, drives, and it's perfectly sound? I mean, it was the choice that I made. I decided to get the upgraded version, get a car worth 50 grand rather than a car that's worth 5 grand. Is it making a bigger difference in my life? Maybe I'm not as tired driving longer distances. Was it necessary to spend that much money? No, it wasn't. I could have invested that $45,000 in myself. A non-materialistic thing. I could have gone, as I say, and like I said, I love traveling. I could have went on a trip to God knows where, Antarctica, for example, for that amount of money. But I chose not to. And episodes like this, when we talk about things that are very close to our heart, they're personal questions that we ask ourselves. You ask me questions, I ask you questions, and they're on a personal level. And through these episodes, when I listen back to them, I learn. So would I make the same choice again? Maybe. Maybe not. I mean, we learn. We invest in ourselves all the time. So I'd say I'd probably think about it twice.
If you look at the way people live their lives, we all live differently. I mean, we're all unique, and we preach that here at Hunting Dream Mastery, but everyone lives differently. Some people live outside their means. Some people are very frugal and live way in their means. Sometimes even better than, some live right in the middle. Everyone's got a different expectation. A way to define that is to go through and figure out what you need to upgrade now. What's working for you and what's not. Write down your goals, set expectations for yourself, and then go and defy those expectations. I mean, hell, we preach that too, right? Patty, I was recently thinking about this. When we purchase a puppy or an animal of some sorts, you go into the store here in the United States called Petco or PetSmart, and then just one of the two. There's Chewy. There's a bunch of those online brands as well. And I was recently going in, we're getting ready to buy some stuff for Ollie, thinking to myself, wow, there's a lot of things that we can upgrade. There's a lot of things that I can go in here and get for Ollie. I mean, so many times we don't even know where we want to be, and we don't know what we want to get because the things that are right in front of us don't necessarily meet those expectations. When I got Ollie, I didn't think about all the expenses that would come with it. Vaccinations, vet appointments, weight checks, any of the colds or sicknesses that he might get, any of the surgeries. I didn't think about it. I just said, I want this. And the reason why I got in that moment of saying I want this for a period of time till I actually executed on it was An animal is just like a kid. And you have to take care of it. It gets sick. There's elements that you have to worry about outside of yourself. For me, I wanted to worry about someone else outside of myself on a daily basis. And I always think about my family, but think about it. You have an animal that's going to upgrade your life. It's not investing in that technology. It's not something that's going to be there temporary and give you that instant gratification, instant relief, or that instant satisfaction. That upgrade, whether it be an animal, whether it be a course, it's going to help you progress your life in a much different level, much different perspective. Yes, there's upgrades that come along with your animal and your pet. Like Ollie, he's sitting down here underneath him. He's got his little cot. He's got his toys. He's nibbling on my toes. And the best thing I did was adopt him, was become a dog dad. And I've had him for roughly going on 3 months now, Patty, and he has been just an unbelievable part of my life. I've chosen to stay home with him instead of going out with friends. I've decided to go on more walks. I've upgraded almost every part of my life because of him. And I want to pose a question here to you that's listening is, what are you doing in your life to upgrade those parts, those things that you really, really think would benefit you long term? What are you doing to upgrade the moments that are experiences, the moments that are going to allow your brain to become more knowledgeable or developed? What are you doing? It's just, what time in your life is better than now? Penny, what are you doing now to upgrade this part of your life? I mean, this is, we're at a point where we're just like, what are we doing? COVID's still here. It's 2021. COVID is still here. What are we doing right now to make an impact on our lives?
Honestly, I just made that decision last month. And we talked about this in the last episode. The reason why I moved out of my parents' house and got my own place was because this is a tremendous, a new learning lesson in my life. Something that improves my life in a sense. I learn new things. I mean, I have to keep a schedule. I have to wash them dishes. I have to, turn on the washing machine. The bills have to be paid. It teaches me to be responsible. It teaches me to organize my time well. It teaches me how valuable time with your family is when you get to spend it together. It teaches me a lot of things. And that was one of the things that I do to improve my life right now. Another one clearly is PDM. We do this weekly. And it tremendously improves my life from week to week when I listen back through the episodes. Because like I said, we ask personal questions. And often I get the answers I seek from you, or sometimes I actually get them from myself when I listen back. And it's incredible. So life improvements all the way.
We talked about in the previous episode about being a lifestyle engineer or a consultant. And I find it really unique when you find different perspectives and bring them together to find a solution. That is upgrading your life because you were wondering what the answer might be and someone just proposed a potential solution. They're a lifestyle engineer. They're consultants. Everyone is. Figuring out what you need to do and providing the next solution or finding the next answer. We get stuck too many times trying to figure out what we need to do to upgrade our lives. I mean, hell, dude, we've been working on Coachington and Project Dream Mastery for quite a bit and figuring out what we want to do on the next step. It's really crazy, man. It's thinking about what can we do to be better, to do better? What can we do to impact people's lives? I mean, on episode 26, I believe, or 25, we talked about making goals. No, episode 24, we talked about setting goals for 2021 and what we expect to do here in 2021. Impact 1 million people's lives. Is that achievable? It is. It is completely achievable if you go out and upgrade your life. If you go out and allow someone to help upgrade your life. Coaching is one of the single greatest things you can get. And I have plenty of coaches and mentors and consultants that surround me on a daily basis. And I wouldn't be the person I am without them. Who do you have surrounding you? Who's there on your daily basis that you know you can count to for advice? Even the greats have coaches. Look at any of the NBA, NFL, any of the sports, any major CEO or anyone just in general. Everyone always has a coach or someone surrounding them. That's how they get better. Someone learns from it. So, Patty, who are you getting coaching from? What's coaching you through life right now, my friend?
Always parents. From the start and probably till the end, I'm always going to learn from them. I'm always going to get a good coaching, and sometimes they'll straighten me up, and say, look, this is not the way to do it. And that's one of the most valuable advice you can get from your parents. I mean, another one, like this is it. PDM once again, like it answers a lot of my questions. And then books. I read whenever I get a chance to have some time. I read because there's so much knowledge out there. So many books, millions, hundreds of millions. And every book teaches you a different lesson. Helps you to understand things. Helps you to look at situations in a different way, from a different view. So, like, the way you said every successful person, any great CEO has a coach. I feel like every successful person has more than one coach.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah. And they use those coaches as a mechanism to learn, as a mechanism to continue to grow. And if we don't have those people around us to help us upgrade, we kind of lose track. We don't see. We have tunnel vision. We do. We are so focused on what we want, or maybe we're so focused on something that's a distraction that we forget about everything else that's going to focus itself from that bird's eye view. So how do we overcome this tunnel vision? Sometimes it's difficult. I mean, I sit there on a Friday night debating whether I want to go to the bar or hang out with a friend, or if I want to work on Coachington or Project Dream Mastery or work with a client. I get tunnel vision, thinking about, all right, I can have a lot of fun tonight, or I can make an impact on my business and allow myself to have fun later down the road. So what are we going to do to upgrade our lives? Are we going to invest in that $1,200 course today? That's up to you. That's up to you to find your trainings. But we do it too much, not just in courses. We do it in our lives of the family and friends. We do it in our relationships. We do it with our dreams. We get so distracted by everything else that we upgrade everything else, but we don't upgrade those areas. For example, what in your life right now might be making an impact on you? Is it your tribe, your friends, your relationships? I think too many times we get caught not analyzing the people in our lives because we're so okay with it. We're like, yep, all right, yep, this is perfect. Let's keep these people in our lives, when really we need to evaluate what they're doing for us, what they're contributing to us, how they're making us better, how we're making them better. Like I say in plenty of our episodes, give and take, my friend, give and take. Got to figure out what you need to upgrade now before you don't have the progress you want later on. What exactly is going to be that next step for us to upgrade our relationships, Patty? What will we do to get those to the next level? Spend some more time with your dog or your pet?
Well, I I think this goes back to comfort zones. Um, we need to pass through them to achieve great things. I mean, the only thing stopping ourselves is our head, and it's just that if we can get through our comfort zones, that's when we actually develop. That's when we can see new things, and that's gonna help us. In what you were saying just right now in relationships, for sure. I mean, you can be a shy person, you can be an introvert. I mean, take that step forward and go out and talk to that girl. Um, talk to a new person, make a new friend. Takes courage. It takes, for certain people, it takes the effort to go out of that comfort zone. They're just not comfortable enough surrounded with strangers. But going back to the topic of our episode, um, the best coach is probably any good book, that talks about those things. Any one of us will see things in new light. So if that answers your question, then
Finding the light in the dark, it's gonna be really tough, man. It's gonna be really, really tough. We want to find it, but we always seem to have those distractions. Even in this conversation we're having right now, it can be tough to be authentic because we fear what people think about us. We fear what we're saying might not be the best answer or the best advice. But truth be told, man, sometimes we need a base. We need a start. We need a foundation to get to that final answer. So many times we get lost down that road. Like we talked about previously, there's a lot of mountains, there's a lot of valleys, a lot of challenges, and you'll have to pivot. But if you don't take the necessary steps along the way to upgrade those components of that equation, you'll find yourself on an endless loop. So maybe that's upgrading that phone now and investing in that course or that coach or that travel, that journey later, just to figure out that it wasn't the right choice you made right in that moment.
I mean, I think we should also clarify here that upgrading that new phone per se could be upgrading your life as well. I mean, if you're a content creator, if you're a photographer, upgrading that camera is very important for your work. It brings you money. It pays the bills. So those unnecessary things that we upgrade are different from person to person. For us, as of right now, recording this, a good upgrade to our life could be getting a new microphone, could be getting a new camera. Maybe we need a new audio interface. But for someone, down the road, the priorities are different. They don't need any of this, but they need something else.
What are you trying to say there, Patty? What are you trying to say? You call me out there with them, making upgrades in my life because I know I have. What are you trying to say? You saying that I bought this pod mic and this Rodecaster Pro?
I'm trying to say that getting a materialistic thing. What we're not trying to convey is that getting a materialistic thing is a bad thing. It could be an upgrade to your life, depending on your needs, depending on what your life is, depending on what you do, depending on what you're interested in. I mean, like, if you have a certain hobby that makes you happy, that you really feel like you're developing, like you want to put stuff out there, get it. If you can't afford it, get it. You deserve it. It improves your life. It improves your happiness.
But man, we're crazy. I mean, simple enough. We are all crazy. We're weird. We're strange. You know what, man? We want to do so many things to please everyone else, and maybe that's not upgrading your life. And that's completely okay. We get so focused and on this tunnel vision occasionally. Other times we're looking at all these other things that make up our lives. How do you choose just one? We have You have your house to worry about. You have your bills to worry about. You have your job to worry about. You have your extracurriculars, your hobbies. You have every single element that makes up your life in question. So where do you start is really the point I think we all want to know is where do we start along this journey? And if I may take the first stab, I'll say that it starts with what's most important to you.
Mm.
What's most important to me right now, at least lately, and what I've been putting off until yesterday, I was focusing all of my time and effort on enjoying life. But that also was focused on Coachington and Project Dream Mastery. So the last 2 weeks, while I figured out what I really wanted to focus on, I started narrowing in and focusing on stuff with Eric and you and really starting to put a lot more effort in the pieces that make up our business. And if you're not familiar, check out coachington.com as well as Project Dream Mastery, and you'll learn a lot more about that. But I started focusing in on that I actually pushed every single thing outside of all my hobbies, all the bars that I was invited to go to, all the parties, all the friends, all of the things that I wanted to do that I knew would have been great and I knew would have been the time of my life. I chose to have FOMO, fear of missing out, and I stayed right here, planted my ass on this seat and worked the last 2 weekends consistently. One of the things Gary Vaynerchuk talks about is the time is now. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You have all the time in the world to get there. You know, you can be 30, 40, 50, 60. It doesn't matter what age you're at. The time is now. Go do it. If you want to take a break and enjoy your life, do it. There's still going to be the next thing. It's always going to be there. Entrepreneurship, it's always going to be there. You don't know how long you're going to live. Time is the single greatest enemy we all have. It's the same thing we have in common throughout the duration of our life. So if we focus on the things we want right now and make them a reality, and we focus in on that one thing we want to upgrade, we can start to make serious progress. So what do? We invest in a platform called Asana. We invested in a couple other solutions like Slack. We started putting together a process flow for how we want to execute on certain segments of our business. We started thinking about the new template or the new website we're putting together for Coachington. We started thinking about the services and the offerings we're going to contribute to that business again. Reevaluating our marketing efforts. Reevaluating what makes up our business. See, when you start focusing in on those things, you start to unlock and uncover the little tiny tasks that are associated with that bigger, larger concept. It's really amazing to see what you can do once you really take that picture and focus in on the little tiny pixels. What are you going to do right now to narrow in on those pixels that make up this very, very large picture? You might be sitting in the car right now thinking like, what the hell is this dude saying? You might be sitting in the office right now like, all right, I am not a huge fan of this guy or Patty. We're just going to say to you like, man, get your shit together. Figure out what you want to do. You can't be upgrading every single thing in your life without upgrading yourselves, because you're just going to be the same boat you were yesterday and the day before. Upgrade the things that are going to contribute to your success and your happiness, not the one-offs. I'll leave the ball in your court, Patryk, or Patty. That's a Patryk. I'll leave the ball in your court, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, truth is, upgrading your life and getting the things that will help you learn are priceless. And they're priceless, like, for us humans. I mean, a price is put on them for the time and the knowledge and expertise that someone has, put into creating that content from which you can learn, creating that course. Oh, there's Ollie.
Patty, what you're saying, man, is completely relatable.
I got very distracted.
I brought Ollie here because I want you guys to know something. If you're trying to figure out whether you need a pet in your life or you need someone in your life to bring happiness to it, you don't need it. Ollie's right here. We don't need it, buddy, do we? What we need is finding someone or something to bring a little bit of a happiness to our life. Great. I don't need Ollie here every single day to bring happiness to my life or bring happiness to others. I need Ollie here because he makes me happy. I upgraded that part of my life because sometimes it gets lonely living by yourself, and you might be dating and you might be out in the world exploring. It gets lonely doing it by yourself. And even if you have friends, it's nice to have a friend that always is going to be there for you. Someone that you can run your thoughts by and have someone that's listening all the time. All the time, aren't you? And not say anything back. You know what's crazy, Patty, is we try to find coaches and mentors, but they're right in front of us. They're right next to us. They're listening, and we don't even know it. We talk about in previous episode 26, about did I ask? Did I ask the right questions, or did the person ask it all? But they answered. It's the same thing here. Those people may have not asked or may have provided an answer, but it helped upgrade your life. It helped upgrade that part that you're questioning. While we're at it, I'm going to put Ollie down. There you go, buddy. You have to find times in your life that are worth upgrading and find something to make a little bit of happiness come to your life. That little piece of light that you know it's going to be there. Whether that's a family, a kid, whether that's a puppy, whether that's a cat. Maybe it's like Patty and his cup of coffee in the morning. I've never seen someone get so excited about coffee. I mean, he gets up and he's so excited. He's got his cup of coffee. He's got his beans. He's got his little coffee maker. And I'm sitting there in Ireland and I go, buddy, I could go for a cup of coffee. He's, oh, you want coffee? What kind do you want? Got like 7 different kinds from 7 different countries. I brought them back for me. I brought them back with me. I was like, you got them through customs? He goes, oh, yeah. Yeah, that wasn't a problem. Like, all right. So he's upgrading a part of his life that brings joy. The simple little things like coffee beans. Right, Patty? I mean, little things can be an upgrade.
I mean, yeah, but what even gets me more excited, as you know, is a green coconut. Straight from a tree. I mean,
I knew that was coming.
I mean, yeah, I bet you did. I mean, I would invest my own time to climb a palm tree. I can climb it, no problem. I'll climb that palm tree 10 meters up to get my coconut. I'm not going to be able to come down. That's the problem. I'll climb up. I'm not going to be able to climb down.
Lucas, catch the coconut, buddy. Catch it.
So I the only choice I have is to pay someone who can do it for me. But at the end of the day, it's an investment in upgrading my life. Because at that moment, while I have that coconut or I have this coffee, a simple thing as it may be, right, could cost a few cents. It brings me tremendous happiness.
Are you playing devil's advocate there, buddy, and saying that you can upgrade things with materials or little items and still bring happiness to your life? Because I think that's what you're saying.
100%.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I've nothing to add to this. Yeah.
You can get caught upgrading your life with that $1,200 phone or that $40 a month and it truly be an upgrade. Why? Because it enables you to have success in your business. It enables you to be in contact with people from other part of the world. Do you need a $1,200 phone for that? Probably not. You probably could have got away with a $60 flip phone on eBay. But I mean, who's the judge? It's your choice to upgrade that part of the life. And if you're like me, how does that equate over the years? Is that $100 per year, $200 per year over 6 years? Yeah, because some people, they don't upgrade their phone every 2 years. They wait time to upgrade until it's needed to be upgraded. And to answer the question we started this show off with, I wanted to save it for the best for last, is you can upgrade things in your life and also upgrade yourself. Upgrading my phone was a business decision. I've had the same phone since the iPhone 10 came out. I don't even know how long that was. It was one of the first phones that I got before that for 4 or 5 years as well. So I had this phone. I got it. It's like, okay, great. And then I've never upgraded since. It was a business decision because my phone was going super slow. I needed to be able to access documents for Coachington and Project Dream Mastery. And it was helping upgrade myself because it was giving me more time to enable me to be more efficient, to be more productive. So you can upgrade everything else in your life, but also upgrade yourself. It just depends on how you're using that as a tool or resource to enable you. Funny, right? You didn't think it was going to come back to that, but that's how this is structured today. The truth is,
I mean, always spontaneous.
Yeah, but the truth is, man, is we get so stuck thinking about it that way. We get stuck with the tunnel vision and we just don't allow ourselves to be the best version of ourselves. So we need to pick apart each of these items in detail, look at those pixels to find the direction that we need to go. I would have never paid $1,200 for a phone unless I needed it. Mine still works, but that's not the point. It still works. But now this phone is going to become the one I use for my personal. The one I'm getting that's coming is going to be used for the business. I will put another number on the personal because too many people have it and keep the other one for my business. So, Patty, I kind of want to bring this to a close with saying, what are you doing right now to enable yourself to achieve your deepest desires, your deepest dreams, to enable you to find your way? Patty, what are you doing right now to make an impact on your life for the long term outside of our business? What are you doing for your personal life?
I have multiple hobbies, and I try to go back to them as much as possible, because as much as they bring me happiness and joy, and they provide a kind of like gateway from the everyday life, I pick up new skills along the way. And who's to say they're not going to come very, very useful in my next job, my next relationship, or if I move out to another country, let's say, or I'll get to help someone out with a new skill that I acquire. I mean, it's little things like that. So that's them. I mean, going back to my blog, not a business, complete personal thing. Could grow into a business. I'm not saying it will never, it won't. That's why creating quality content, meaningful content, and truly from within my heart is super, super important. Who knows what's going to happen in 1 year down the line, 2 years down the line? Could blow up. I mean,
it's not if, but when. It's not if, but when.
Yeah, essentially.
So, Patty, I want you to tell me when you're going to accomplish that, making Always Somewhere a thing. Really, I know we talked about in one of our other episodes about how the numbers are skyrocketing. What is it that you have a goal for 2021? What do you see for your blog? What do you want from it out of 2021?
Well, you see, for 2021, I've decided to dedicate as much time as possible for coaching and Project Dream Mastery. And that means I have to move things aside. I mean, we only have X amount of time a day. I can't change it. Even if I wanted to invest in upgrading my life, I can't invest in a time machine. It doesn't exist. If it did, I would sell my car and get a time machine that I could relive at that day every single day and do new things all the time. I would, or put a pause on it completely. So saying when will I accomplish big things for Always Summer, I feel like I'm making milestones every single year. Like I explained in our previous episode, 2020 has been the biggest year for Always Summer to date. What's to say that next year is not going to be even bigger? And it will. It 100% will. Because I'm putting more and more effort and I've learned more and more along the way. So when? Hopefully as soon as possible.
Shameless plug, alwayssomewhere.net in the show notes. Check it out. Get that experience. It's incredible. You should see his photos. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable.
Yeah, thanks. Like I said, always 100%.
I love that. That's a great way to go into the homework. If you give it 100%, you have nothing to fear. You have nothing to regret. I'm also one that says no regrets. So take that for what it's worth. You got to live your life with everything at the forefront, living every choice with being your own. And if you live with that, then you can't regret it because you made it. You just chose it. You were the one that's going to move forward, and you can try to fix it, but you knew what you wanted in that moment and you elected to make that choice. It might not always been the best choice, but it allows us to give it 100%. So with that, I want to give it over to Patty to give us the homework for the week. Woo, woo.
And the homework for the week is as follows. Enroll in any course or training or get a coach that will help you long term, because there's nothing more important than investing in yourself over things you don't really need in your life. And we go back to this all the time. And I can't stress enough. I mean, read a book about your dream. Read a book that's going to impact your life. Read a book that will allow you to gain a new skill. I mean, if you don't like books, watch a movie. There's plenty of those out there. Go on YouTube, watch a video, get coached by people who put in massive amount of work and that, went through many different problems and see things in a different way. Learn. And I think that's plenty of homework to have for the next week.
I also put a shameless plug in there. If you are interested, here at Project Dream Mastery Coachington, we do offer one-on-one personalized coaching that goes along with specific methodology for a specific topic that you may have interest in. We also offer courses for every kind of component that'll take you from your 0 to hero days. So check it out at coachington.com, and it's currently going through the process of revamp. So if the site is not live right now, just check back again here in the next week and you'll see something incredible. And it might just align with what your target is for your future. Patty, you couldn't have said it any better. We have so much to offer, and it's just the beginning. It's just the start of where we are. And one of the books that I'll suggest you're reading, or for your reading, if you're interested in starting a business that really will help you, or a course, is a book called Launch by Jeff Walker. I have nothing but great things to say about him. He also offers a masterclass that allows you to take the what's in the book and apply it to your business. And it's more personalized. It's that one-on-one, it's that group coaching, so forth, that'll have workshops and so forth that you can check out. It's called Product Launch Formula, PLF. So I check it out. It's really Product Launch Formula. That's it, PLF. Yeah. Or jeffwalker.com. There is no way, in any way, shape, or form, a sponsorship or anything for that. Just he's made an impact in my life and has also made an impact on our business. So really grateful for everything we've learned from that. With that, I'll give us a quick close. If you have not already, please make sure to review the show, subscribe, like, and share so we can reach more amazing listeners like you. All of our shows are available in both audio, video, and written form, so make sure to check out our website at projectdreammastery.com to access the full experience. Well, thank you so much for joining us here at Project Dream Mastery. We are super duper grateful for you, and we're grateful for every moment we get to spend with you. Whether it's in the future or whether it's today, we hope that we have made an impact on your life. And we hope that you take at least one thing from today and apply it to your life. We know that we're not always perfect, and we don't expect to be. We want to be in your tribe. We want to be in your circle. So take the steps, follow us, and make things a reality. Defy, dream, love. We'll see you on the next episode of Project Dream Mastery. Thanks. Talk to you soon.